Hello everybody, we've come down to the final section of this video, that is Ossiriand. We kind of sort of technically covered them in the very first video, but I'm going to do this one just to reiterate things and for the sake of completionism. So, Ossiriand is another one of the factions that breaks down pretty easily by tier. So, Rathloriel tier are going to be their mid tiers, as are the Gellion tier, and then we have a new unit added to that. Those are the Lancers of Adorant. These are your mid-tier picks. You can mix and match up to 12 of them. And there are no special restrictions or anything like that. Next, whoops. Finish off the series by me doing that same mistake again. Huh, lovely. Next we have the high tiers. These are a little bit limited. Ossiriand is really very like mid-tier focused, but we do have 3 really nice units to pick from. Those being the Urfin and Tower, who are a staple of a lot of Ossiriand armies, the Randir and Tol-Galen, your traditional ranger unit with their body-piercing arrows. They are limited, however, to 2 per army, so you can't actually bring 6 of them, because that would be horrible and cancerous. So you can bring as many of the Urfin and Tower as you want, as many of the Outriders of Dweilwyn as you want, but you can really only bring 2 of the Randir and Tol-Galen. So, yeah. But again, to reiterate, Urfin and Tower, Randirum, Outriders of Dweilwyn. Those constitute the high tier selections for the Ossiriand army, and you can bring 6 in total with the aforementioned restrictions on the Randirum and Tol-Galen down to 2. From there, we have the bodyguard tier. So we have Ents, Kinsman of Denethor, and the Mithrin and Tol-Galen. You can bring up to 2 of these. You can mix and match whatever you want. You can have double Kinsman. You can go double Ent if you want. Or you can go double Mithrin and Tol-Galen, or you can do one of each. So let's make a quick army here with Ossiriand, just to make things clear. You can have a front line here composed of the Hunters of Rathloriel. I can back them up. Oh yeah, and the Legendary Company. They count as a high tier pick. All Legendary Companies do. Probably didn't think I needed to say that, but yeah. So they're a high tier pick. They will take part of your 6 high tier slots, as all other Legendary Companies do. But yeah, so let's make a quick army here. 5 units of the Hunters, use them as a front line. Really good at like sort of peppering your enemy as they move into range once you're ready as Ossiriand to kind of take them on, but they're also decent enough spearmen. So they will hold the line relatively well. The Spearhost of Rathloriel are better at it, so they've got higher shield and they've got like 2 more melee defense. So it might be useful to include them in your army and maybe just include like a scouting force of hunters. So let's try doing that. Let's do 3 Spearhost, 3 hunters, and that's going to give us 7 in total. So we're about a little over halfway there. So 10, and then we've got 3 additional mid-tier picks, and depending on what we want to do, we could bring Spearhost of Gellion if we want to go a little bit more close combat oriented with Ossiriand. I personally would opt for something a little bit more mobile and a little bit more flexible, so I'd bring Triple Horse Archer so that we can whittle them down at range and harass them and just go after units that they don't want us to be able to hurt. And that is going to... Oh, that's actually too many. So we've got our 12 picks there. So I could maybe drop one of the Spearmen of Rathloriel, bring these guys instead. Maybe we'll go 3 there. 3 Spearmen, Spears of Rathloriel, 3 Hunters, and then the Hunters are supplements to the rest of this Ossiriand roster here. So we've got our 12 mid-tier picks there. Very nice. And then we've got some high-tier picks. So I could go, if I wanted to, Ossiriand, triple Outrider, and then I've got room for 2 Urfin, for some close quarters zip, or I could go, let's see, 2 of each. I could go 2 Outriders, 2 Urfin, and then double Ranger, depending on how I want to play this. But I would probably go something like this. I'm most comfortable with that, I think. And then I could switch out this sort of utility archer pick for Ossiriand or Rangers, depending on who I'm fighting. So if I'm fighting Feanor, I'm probably going to bring these guys. If I'm fighting Tolden Gawrhath, I'm probably going to bring these guys. If I'm fighting Angband, probably want to bring the Ossiriand, and I can use them to prey upon some of their more important, more heavily armored units like the Balrogs and things like that. Or whatever happens to be. If I'm fighting the Easterlings, I'll probably bring the Andohiando, although I could, maybe bring the Randirum, because, both of those are particularly useful. The Easterlings like to sort of bunch up and make a really scary front line to grind you down with, and in that case, the Randirum might be more useful. Although if I'm expecting lots of the Salamandrians, then maybe I want to go with the Andohiando. So it's a tough choice, that one. But for the time being, let's go with the Andohiando. I'm going to pop them in there. And then I can go double Spear Bodyguard, or because I have so many spears, I could do double Mythor, give myself a little bit of extra frontline zip. And because I don't have as many Urfin and Tower, it might not be the worst thing to do if I want to keep like my AP and melee and like my melee prowess particularly high. Or I could just go double int if I wanted to, or something like that. There's a decent enough Ossiriand army, lots of potential answers to things that people will throw at you. And yeah, I'm also playing Ossiriand, so if you want to join my faction, you can do so by joining our Discord down in the description. Send me either a personal message or ping me somewhere, and I will come and give you the role, assuming that we're not full. But yeah, in any case, my name is Jordan, also known as JMonster. Hope you guys have found this useful, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.